Speaking of Protoss, we have a PvP. Actually, it's gonna be Trundle versus Nocturne. It just looks like I think Ozzy's a jungle main because all we see are junglers all the time. Actually, no, we saw Yumi in one of the other games. Never mind.
Boy, PvP. I hope you enjoy PvP because I don't. So
I only enjoy PvP when Snow is playing. So I don't think either of these players are Snow. Therefore, I'm not gonna enjoy it. But I'm sure. Hopefully, it'll be a good series. PvP. I don't know. People say ZVZ is like rock paper scissors matchup, but PvP is just as much of a rock paper scissors matchup. But no one ever wants to say that.
yeah, I don't know which is worse in that regard, but it definitely feels like there are some builds where you just like straight up lose, or it's like a 90-10, right, for the Protoss who like loses the build order.
Yeah, it's very difficult to come back from some of these build order deficits. So yeah, I mean, like I said, people want to give a lot of crap on ZVZ, but I think PvP deserves as much, if not even more, flack for how the matchup operates. TVT is the only. Well, TVT has its own problem, which is that it's too damn long and too damn boring. But at least it's a much more skill-intensive matchup than the other ones.
Yeah, my problem with TVT is that like when you watch Korean pros play TVT, it's actually pretty fun. Like the games are pretty dynamic, but when you watch foreigners play, a lot of times it just goes into this like 1 hour slogfest because neither player knows how to actually close it out.
Yeah, no one has a clue. It's kind of like the same as watching like mid to lower tier CPL games where a guy has a huge advantage but doesn't know how to close it out. So the game just lasts 40 minutes, even though you're like, this game was over at 10 minutes. Sorry for all the CPL viewers out there, but we all know that's true. But anyways, both players looks like they're gonna get the scout in. Pretty normal timing here, and so far so good for both players. Very standard. Gate, core. We'll see if they opt for Zealot. It looks like no Zealot right now. Both players are just going to go for straight Dragoons. So very interesting. I guess it's because they got the probe scout in because they know it's a 2-player map. They don't really need the first Zealot if they don't see a 2-gate going on. So yeah, pretty good from both players so far. Mirrored builds.
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh, got a probe there. Orange. Never mind.
Nice.
Orange is taking a small advantage right now, getting that probe kill.
Yeah, very nice pick off there. Kind of embarrassing since nothing is going on right now. But yeah, kind of a gentleman's agreement. Both skipping Zealot, which is nice. I mean, it reveals something about the Protoss players, not enough to actually make a guess, I think, but like some players will still go just like 10-15 or whatever, regardless of the map. They're just like addicted to it. Like ladder warriors, I feel like usually do that.
Yeah. And it looks like we're gonna have the second gateway here on 21 for the orange Protoss, and red did see it, so red's gonna be able to have all the advantage. So we'll see what their decision's gonna be. They could go into maybe a faster robotics facility. Hasn't seen the second gateway yet, so orange is for sure gonna have the Dragoon advantage for a little bit of this game. We're gonna have to see how red responds. Yeah, it's gonna be Robo. Yeah, a 2-gate Robo here from Orange.
Yeah, interesting that Orange has he went 2-gate, but their Robos are basically the same time.
Yeah.
And
that's interesting. I don't know what happened. I guess I mean, did get one probe kill, but I feel like it wouldn't matter this much. It's quite alarming how much it was. He cut one less probe. Yeah, he's got the extra probe advantage right now. Red is gonna go gate Robo gate. So yeah, I think overall it'll still be relatively equal. I think that the Reaver will pop out for red in time, and he can always hold the top of the ramp with these
yeah.
This ramp sucks to push up.
Yeah, the builds aren't too different that it's going to make it like a direct difference right now, but just interesting to note that Orange is that much more optimized.
Yeah, both players going for Observatory. So no fast Reaver, just gonna both play very safe. Although it is a little okay. So it's interesting that red is going for the Observatory here after already confirming the 2-gate. So you know, he had the pylon information. He knew that it wasn't Citadel, and yet he's still going observatory first rather than going for the support bay first. I don't, you know, that's an interesting decision from them rather than being like, maybe I'm going to play a little bit more. It's not even greedy because he has all the information. So he didn't really need the observatory first.
So you think it's a little too safe, actually?
Yeah, I think it's overly safe. That's exactly what I would say. Because, you know, you might as well get the Reaver out just a little bit faster. You know, maybe you can hit a timing with a faster shuttle play and you know, poke down the goons with some scarabs before, you know, the enemy's Reaver comes out, in which case it's kind of just wasting money, you know, shooting scarabs back and forth. But yeah, again, it's just an interesting concept. I don't play PvP that often. Whenever I did play Protoss, I would try to avoid PvP as much as I could. So I don't know the exact specifics with why that decision was made. It could just be that this is just the build that they chose, and they don't want to modify it in case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a big factor that goes into players choosing builds a lot of the time is honestly just what they're comfortable with. It might not be the absolute most optimal in a given situation, but it's better to play something you're comfortable with than try to do something that's optimal that you don't know how to do properly.
Yeah. So, that observer almost got picked off. That would have been actually kind of huge for Orange. 2 observers actually for Orange right now. So their support bay was much more delayed. And so Red is going to have a little bit of a Reaver timing here. I think Orange may go for the Reaver immediately. Yeah, so when this shuttle pops out for Red, we'll see if they make the decision to push across the map. He does have the Observer floating around in Orange's base, so he should know what's going on. But overall, Orange has the Dragoon advantage and has the Nexus advantage. So Red's only slight advantage right now is this Reaver that's going to about to pop out. Or the Shuttle Reaver, with the shuttle about to pop out. All right, so Red's seen everything, doesn't see the shuttle yet, doesn't see the Reaver yet, so knows that Orange is not going for it. Also didn't see third or fourth gateway, so knows it's not Power Goon. Yeah, and so Red's gonna make the decision. I've got the shuttle, I've got the Reaver, I have the advantage right now with the power of my army. I'm gonna go for it. Orange does see the Observer. We'll see if he brings over a Goon to take out this Observer. Actually, kind of important here to try to make sure that this Observer dies, so there's no vision.
Oh my god, if he gets caught out here, that'll be huge. Wow, oh no.
My god, yeah, gonna take a lot of damage here. One of these goons is gonna fall, and now here comes the Reaver. And big engagement here from both sides. The Reaver is out for Orange. The problem is that without the shuttle, it means that this Reaver cannot be microed, but does get a nice scarab there. Both players are gonna have to try to retreat. Yeah, Orange is gonna have to buy time, get that shuttle out, and wait. He's gonna try to move forward here. He's gonna pick up the shuttle, pick off the Reaver right now. Oh, gets the shuttle with the Reaver. Insane micro there from Orange, walking forward, picks off that Reaver shuttle, and now Orange.
Such a nice pickoff.
Yep. Orange has got all the advantages now. Has his own Shuttle Reaver. Could even go aggressive with this Shuttle Reaver, actually, because he doesn't really need it for defense anymore after picking off the first one from Red. And I think the game's over at this point. Like, if this is pro-level gameplay, I would say the game's over. Like, Orange has got such a clear advantage right now that it's so impossible. Oh my god, Red is going forward and trying to pick off the Observer. Is going to pick off and lose 2 goons for that. What a mistake from Red.
Huge. Why would you go in to try to kill an Obs like that?
Yeah, I mean, Obs on top of the Orange goons as well. That was an insane greedy play there from Red to try to do that, but loses 2 goons in an already deficit position. That is incredible for them to try that. But in any case, we'll see if they can try to land some big scarabs here, maybe get some good micro. Again, the thing with PvP is it is still a micro fest at the end of the day. Red is going to try to push down here, does have the Reaver. We'll see if Orange is going to be able to micro really well here again and pick it off. No, he's going to retreat. Decent scarab, but Orange is going to have 2 Reavers of their own right now. Nice scarabs, pick off 1 goon, and another one of Red's goons is going to go 1 HP.
That was a cute little move to try to distract the army by splitting off those 2 Dragoons, but it didn't make any difference whatsoever.
Yeah, we'll see if Red actually saw the shuttle going down. The shuttle has speed right now. Reaver going to get dropped in the main here. We'll see if the probes react. Good reaction time here from Orange. We'll see how many probes that this Reaver is going to do. Why is the Reaver not firing? Oh my god, that was so painful to watch. The Scarab is not going to pick off anything right now. Oh, kills 1 probe. Kills a second probe. Not landing the money shots, but now Orange knows that the Reaver's not there. He's going to just go pick off goons right here at the front.
That Red must be so disappointed in that Reaver, man.
Oh my god, huge Scarab shots from those Reavers. Great target firing, but the shuttle does go down, which means that now Red can maybe come back here and micro down these Reavers, but he's gonna move the shuttle right on top of everything. What is Red doing?
Wow, what a blunder.
Oh my god, the Reavers go down on both sides, but Orange has complete control here. The Reaver's doing so well. Red, what was that? Just flying the Reaver shuttle right on top of the Dragoons from Orange. Well, there's the game.
Clearly, Orange feels like he's the superior player. So both players were going very, very safe, but they're clearly very confident in their abilities.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Orange in this position, like Orange did really, really well actually in that game, so I felt pretty comfortable with their micro decisions. You know, we'll see how Trundle goes on this one. We're gonna be on knockout here, cross map PvP with Nocturne up 1-0 at the bottom left and Trundle at the top right.
Do you have any inklings as to who these players might be?
Nocturne and his micro. I don't know if I wouldn't. Oh man, I don't know if it could be Bonneth maybe. I mean, the micro is pretty solid there from Nocturne, so it could be.
Yeah, I don't know if we have enough information to call that, but I was kind of thinking Bonneth as well.
Yeah, I mean, just again, the confidence to be like, okay, I'm gonna go for this super simple build. You know, even if it's not favored against a lot of other builds, I'm confident enough in my micro to be able to take these games. Red, the red Paras Trundle could maybe be someone like a Zen or even like a Nomad.
Yeah, even when Nocturne was like caught out with his 3 goons trying to like angle for the obs, he still like squeaked by and ended up turning a losing battle into a winning battle. And little things like that, just like very nice little micro tricks like that. Not many Protoss are capable of that, I think.
Yeah. So I definitely think that this Paras is definitely gonna be in the higher A, low S kind of category from what I saw. Red is probably just I guess like I said, high B, low A kind of Paras player.
No, it's gonna be very disappointed that you called him low A.
Yeah, well, I did 3-0 him that one time, so fake S rank. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean because it feels like Nomad loses to like everyone.
We love you, Nomad. But it's funny to make fun. Although I probably lose 99 out of 100 games to him these days, so I can't really. Okay, anyways, 4-player map. So we are actually gonna see the first Zealots coming out here instead of a no Zealot game like we saw last time. Both players just gonna go ahead and go into goons as always right afterwards. And again, we're gonna kind of have to see what the next one is. Blue did get a very late scout. Red got the scout. He scouted on Gateway, whereas Blue scouted on Gas. So unfortunately for Blue, they're not gonna be able to get the information into the main base, whereas Red has the information, and we're gonna have to wait for the Dragoon to pop out before this probe is finally pushed out or killed.
Yeah, so assuming the probe dies before any more information about the build is revealed or just gets pushed out, how much do you really think that, how much of an advantage do you think that gives Red?
I think it could force Blue into doing a very safe build, like again, like what we saw last time, which is the 2-gate obs build. Or even like 1-gate robo obs could be another play that Blue goes for instead because of the lack of information. Whereas Red might try to go for a 1-gate Nexus, but it looks like he's just gonna go 1-gate robo here actually. And it's actually mirrored builds, so far so good for Blue here. The lack of scouting information not gonna punish him right now. But usually if I can't get a scout in, that's where I get a little bit concerned and be like, okay, like maybe I want to get obs a little bit faster because I don't know if he maybe dropped the Citadel behind this or something.
Mm-hmm. So it's more of a disadvantage for not having the scouting info than it is an advantage for Red.
Yeah, I would say, like, I don't think Red's getting a huge advantage here. Obviously, we see the mirrored builds, and technically, Blue is up a probe because they didn't lose their scouting probe, although it's not mining, so there's not really any economic benefit to having this extra probe. But again, it looks like Blue is continuing to make probes here. Up, okay, never mind. Okay, so he's up by about like 1.5 probes right now against Red.
Yeah, interesting that he's still kind of ahead in probes even even if you don't count the scouting probe that was lost.
Yeah,
So
it's like maybe half a probe. Oh, it's completely mirror builds actually. So observatory and support bay going down at the exact same time for both players. So this is definitely gonna be a 1-gate Robo Reaver, and then we'll see if with obs obviously, and we'll see if they probably just expand right afterwards. I don't expect to see extra gateways added here. They're probably just gonna play safe and expand. So we could be getting ourselves into a little bit more of a macro PvP.
mhm. Just the little differences in probe production. Well, okay, so blue is cutting to get that nexus down. I just feel like blue is just like slightly ahead already, even though nothing has happened.
Yeah, just ever so slightly. Again, it's sort of that like half probe advantage that they got, and also again, red did scout a little bit earlier than blue did, so there was a little bit of extra mining done by blue in the early game, and so I think that's what we're seeing here with the difference in the nexus timings. Again, it's negligible because they're cross map, so it's not really going to matter as much. But everything from red is just ever so slightly, just a hair slower than what blue is doing.
And yeah, it's definitely not going to make a difference right now, but those things do add up over time, and also it's just an indicator of player skill.
Yeah, hitting your build order is actually a very important part, obviously, in this game, as everyone knows. And the crisper you can hit your build, the better player you are going to be. And so, as we can see already, blue has now opened up a 2-probe advantage now, actually. And so, that worker lead is probably going to stay at around 2 to 3. Again, this probe is still outside, so it's not exactly a full 2-worker advantage for blue at this moment in time. But again, with the slightly earlier nexus, he'll probably have a slight probe advantage for a little bit before they stop making probes and red can catch up. But again, everything is pretty even for both these players. So again, the extra probe, half probe is not going to matter a huge amount in the grand scheme of things.
And it looks like both players continue to mirror each other's builds going into 2 gates. Expect to see a gateway explosion. What do you think there would it be about? So getting shuttle speed here.
Yeah, red hasn't gotten shuttle speed, so it's a very interesting deviation here from these two players. And red is looking like he's going to push out, going to be able to pick up that probe in the middle of the map. So blue's going to have the information that red is looking to be a little bit aggressive here with the dragoons. But with the fact that there's that ditch there, I was going to say blue might want to be more aggressive because of that ditch, but instead, no, he's going to play more passively with this Reaver. He's going to keep out front, make sure that, any kind of push here from his opponent, he's going to be able to deal with accordingly. And as we talked about, the worker advantage kind of slipping right now, and exactly that, they're back to even right now. And we'll see if red is able to get some punishment here. That pylon would be a good one to attack. Now, Reavers are a little bit wonky as they attack across ramps and everything, but here in this case, it looks like it's going to be okay. Oh, the Reaver's going to try to get up in here. The Dragoon's targeting down the shuttle. Now they're going to go after the Reaver. Reaver's at 1 HP, basically. But does get... Oh, the Reaver!
Wow.
Sure, Scarab shot hits the Zealot, and the Zealot dragged the Scarab all the way back to the Reaver. Incredible. That was a snow Scarab if I ever seen one. Oh, here comes blue. Going to try to move forward here. Try to snipe the shuttle. Does snipe the shuttle. Nicely done here. So now red's got to be very careful. Without that shuttle, that means that this Reaver here from blue is going to be able to deal some... wreak havoc all over. And yeah, we can see already picking up a few of these goons right now. Red is in a lot of pressure because red has no real way of protecting this Reaver. I don't know if there's a shuttle on the way here for red. Nice Scarab right there as well for blue, getting a really big hit right there. And no shuttle, so this Reaver instantly goes down. A good Scarab there from red, but unfortunately for him, the fact that this Reaver from blue got so many good Scarab shots down before this engagement happened means that blue is going to be able to take, again, a huge advantage coming in here, and they're going to pick off almost all the Dragoons here from red. Blue is floating a little bit, is now starting more goons. I probably needs to add 2 more gateways, just get up to 6 because of how much money he's got right now. But instead, he's just going to go ahead and research Scarab attack upgrade. Maybe needs a second gas at this point. But red is going to have to play really defensively now. After losing his own Shuttle Reaver and losing so many goons, it's going to be really hard for him to defend here. The shuttle's almost out, though, for red.
It seems a little scary because I think, I don't know if he's switched out his shuttles, but that shuttle that blue has is very, very low.
No, it has
just a few hits.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Red does have that full HP, but look at the Dragoon count right now. It is currently 8 goons versus 5 goons here from red. I think Another one coming up. No, just the Zealot here. Oh, nice
Ooh, I
Scarab
think they're
shots there.
connected.
I
I think they're
think one of them
connected.
hit a Reaver. Yeah. Okay, so now they're just wasting money on both sides. And now, yeah, Blue's gonna drop one Reaver instead of doing two, so he wastes less. But here we go. Nice Scarab shot right there on the Reaver.
Wow.
Oh my god, he's gotta be so careful about this shuttle. Red shuttle. Almost like Cal playing. I believe Cal used to be nicknamed the Red Shuttle player because he'd always be able to control his shuttles in the red HP and somehow never lose them. But Red's got a slight probe advantage. He just needs to hold on a little bit longer. Maybe he can equalize a little bit. Dragoon's gonna go pick up that one scouting pylon there at the front. Using all the shields there on that shuttle. Kind of posturing right now for both these players. And now third Reaver is out for Red. So Red's gonna be able to defend, I think. He's gotta be very careful though. Ooh, Scarab did not hit the Reaver. Again, it's kind of just like they're just waiting for each other to make one slight mistake here. Gonna go for it. They're gonna try to pick up the shuttle. Nice micro trick there from Blue. Forces Red into a pickup and then targeting down the shuttle with the Dragoons. Yeah, I think Blue is a very high skill player. This guy is doing all of the little tricks here. That tells me this guy is probably an S rank Protoss player.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's overstaying his welcome a little bit here, though. He hasn't been reinforcing this army, and I mean, still getting pickoffs like that though is so nice. But it's a really precarious position, I think, if Red decides to like press this. We do have a new shuttle, so that's
okay. Oh, with 4 Zealots, very interesting here. He's just gonna unload. He's gotta watch out for the red shuttle though. The red shuttle's the one with the Reavers. Okay, doesn't go after those yet. Good Scarab's gonna be able to pick off all these Dragoons here inside of the main base, and now this is such an interesting strategy here from the Blue Protoss, unloading all these Zealots, targeting down the Nexus right now, and they're also gonna be able to sort of, it's almost like it's a PvT where, you know, you drop the Reavers, you drop the Zealots are kind of the ones doing all the distraction work, and then you drop the Reavers in here to get a lot of the damage down. Wow, that Nexus is taken down quite low actually from the Zealots.
That's so weird. Yeah, wow. I wonder what did he really think that he could get the Nexus? I've never seen anyone do that.
Oh, he's just gonna pick off the shuttle. Nice. The shuttle does go down. Does eat a couple Scarabs for his trouble, so does lose a goon in exchange. But yeah, that was interesting. I mean, he didn't almost get it, so it clearly works a little bit. Oh, the Reaver, one Reaver goes down instantly. Red is trying to move his shuttle down to get some harass and counter damage right now. But the problem for him is without the other shuttle, because Blue killed it, and he saw, I believe, the shuttle moving down. It means that Red is completely exposed here with nothing to protect him. The last Reaver goes down for him right now. Red needs to kill every single pro, bringing all the Dragoons down from the main right now. They're trying to reinforce, but the problem is coming down this ramp is really difficult. He's going to try to move his goons forward to try to pick up the shuttle and the Reavers. The shuttle goes down. Now the Reavers are finally dying. Oh my god, oh, and he loses the shuttle back at home as well.
Completely ready for it. Amazing.
Yeah, amazing play. It's incredible that Blue lost all of his goons super fast. I guess they were all like really badly damaged from these scares. But the problem is, look at Blue with his army back at home now moving across the map.
Yeah, Blue was also heavily outnumbered, but I think this is going to be it for Red now. Blue's advantage is just out of control. Outnumbering him, not in probes, but in army vastly, and Reavers. I mean, just chipping away constantly with those Reavers. Like, Blue's micro is really, really good.
Yeah, it's very impressive. I mean, you know, obviously it's not to the level of Snow, but it's still a very high quality Reaver micro there. And again, that little trick, I love that little trick, you know, forcing, you know, firing Scarabs over at your opponent's Reaver, forcing the pickup and then moving your goons in right at that exact moment to get damage down on the shuttle really puts a lot of stress and pressure on the opponent to make sure that they don't lose that shuttle. And you know, that's one of the reasons why that shuttle was so low HP. Could walk in, snipe it really quickly, and then move in with his army to deal with the Reavers that don't have a shuttle to micro. And here we go. Gonna push up this ramp here, going to attack the third. Big Reaver shots once again here from Blue. And Red is gonna have to try to micro his heart out. The shuttle goes down, the Reaver goes down. Good concave here from Red, but the fact that he's just almost outnumbered 2-1 here on these Dragoons is just not gonna be enough. There's the GG. Well done here from Nocturne.
Very nice, yeah.
2-0.